it's, in my eyes, time to change. And you could sit in your armchairs today, perhaps saying, hey, that was some nice slides, perhaps a nice guy, but going home and that's it. And tomorrow, and that is how I started my presentation, you're doing the same like today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a pleasure to be here with Gen2 and AssetRush. I was invited to do that last speech, and one of my colleagues said, I don't want to sell something, so I don't want to sell something. I just want to share my story. And it's all about, my mentor told me many, many years ago, when you do the same thing you did yesterday, don't expect something different. And my friend, if you do twice tomorrow, you will have twice of the same from today. And if you want to have something different, you need to change. And my story, I would love this evening to inspire you to change. And we need to change, and it's time to change. And the green activists, the politicians, and the scientists, it's about you. It's about the money, the investors, the bankers. And 13 years ago, 2010, I got the intention how I could change something. I thought back again if my values are the right ones. And I start traveling and looking around. And I understood that time, okay, when we see those pictures, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to change, definitely. We need to change something different. And we all can do it now. Not in 10 years, even not in 20 years. It's about energy. 2012, I had the pleasure in Berlin to meet the president of the World Bank. And he said, Karl, energy for a country is like the blood in your body. Your body will not exist without blood, and even not a country. And a country cannot grow. Second, I think we all agree that water is really important to us. And we need to look after people saying and protecting water, this is the new oil. And when I'm talking about change, ladies and gentlemen, it's about you have a brand new iPhone, the last model, but a lot of our global infrastructure is 120 years old. That is when the era of the oil started. And we all know that food is important. But who knows that the fertility of our soil globally, we are losing square kilometers globally unfertile soil, and nobody's talking about that. And who is our future? Our children are our future. With our children, everything starts. With the education you can and we can give them. 2013, and that is everything together. And the United Nations, they created 17 goals called Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. And those SDGs, in my eyes, are a good compass to navigate. And when I thought, and now we were coming to what I thought, 2013, I saw that live. This is in East Africa, it's Kenya, and I saw this picture live. And ladies and gentlemen, it really looks beautiful, right? Nice picture, nice color, nice small flowers. This is a picture, February 2013, of Lake Victoria. Second biggest freshwater resource on our planet. Dying. The lake is dying. The World Bank sent $10 million to help. Nothing happened. It's a really mess for them, and a dying lake, what can you do? And when we were there, my partners and I, and we saw it, and we spoke to the people, and our objective was, let's do something renewable there, solar or wind. And they told us, no, that is easy. If you want to help us, we need help here. Help us find a solution. I'm not that guy. But what I definitely understood is they need help and they need a solution. So I spoke to my partner, he is an engineer, and I said, you are a German engineer, you need to find a solution, my friend. And he said, yeah, I'm an engineer, but I'm not a biologist, I'm not a chemical guy, I'm an engineer. And I said, yeah, but you need to find, you're a German engineer, the Germans can do it. Find a solution for those people here. Second largest freshwater resource on our planet, again. And so we start thinking. And the beauty is, we were not Siemens. There was no need to sell something, some technology. It was only the thinking like, we need to find something smart. What did we do? We created in the first thing, because that is what my engineer told me. He said, okay, that is a plant, and a plant, you can put a plant normally in a biogas technology, and then with a biogas technology, you can create energy. That, I think, could work. And so the last 10 years, we created a solution and learned a lot during that journey. And I put some figures on it. Perhaps it will not tell you something about what is 35 or 50 megawatt. But a region, and that's super important to us, we are 8 billion people on our globe. 1 billion people today have no access to electricity. 1 billion. And I'm not talking about perhaps they have 2 or 3 hours of blackout. I'm talking no access. And travel with no access, you will face very soon when your iPhone is not anymore working, what it means you have no access to electricity. The border of that lake in Kenya, 38% access to electricity. We bring electricity to 1.6 million households. So we will bring those people from 38% to 100%. And the beauty of that is that biogas technology is baseload. That is 24/7. You don't need a battery or stuff like that. That's super important to know that and bear that in mind. And we negotiated for a couple of years a nightmare. We negotiated a PPA with the government of Kenya, or precisely with their energy company KPLC. And it brings down the cost from diesel significantly. But more important about is to build something decentralized, to build something like a circular economy solution. It needs to be waste-free. So the digest, we start scientifically to search and research what is the content in that digest. And we learned the last years the ingredients are highly important and good to the soil. We proved 18 months ingredients at the roots. And even we were able to create new humus there, which these regions don't produce itself. And a lot more. We need to purify water. We bring 200,000 liters to the people there for free. We can't do that today. That's nothing like a super secret. And biogas for cooking. What is as well easy. Away from fire to biogas, and then liquid C to jobs and carbon certificates. The carbon certificates, to give you an idea of an equivalent, what this plan is creating, you need to plant 72 million trees each year to have the same output that this plan has. And this was created in the last 10 years. And importantly, what I want to tell you, I don't want to sell you the plant. I want to sell the story, to start shifting today your perspective from here to there, to look at things differently. What did we do? What did we achieve? Yes, it is a flower, and it's a waste. But we put that waste, it's no food, and we achieve different things. It's energy, one of the solutions we were looking for. It's water, it's CO2, it's food, it's biogas for cooking. And a couple of years ago, I met the United Nations and asked them to help us. How could we implement their goals into our business? Until this time, it was, in my eyes, a private equity deal. But then I learned a lot about that 17 SDGs. And learned all that, I said to the guys, look, I understood that goals now, and I have a question, and I want to ask for a favor. We want to put all 17 SDGs, because we studied it and we believe into our project. And if you help us to determine it and do it together with us, at the end of the day, I would like to have a signature that all those things ran very correctly. And they said to me, hey, Karl, you understand that wrong. You don't need to put all 17 in. If you do 2 or 3, it's super nice for us. And I said, no, let's do a project with all 17. And they said, no, there's no project on Earth with 17. And that is not our approach. And I said, but it's important to me. Which goal is more important than the other? So we worked with them together, and today we are very proud saying that in collaboration with United Nations, that they finally agreed and said, yeah, you really did it. And so we were able to implement all that. And that is something which we think and we believe in, that it's all about to change a perspective. And when we go back many, many years, and Jesse spoke about that, the big wealth was done from the father of a father of a father of a father, perhaps. They are today bankers, but that time they did trade, they did mining and other things. And it was always, years ago, it was the one or the other. It was, yeah, we can look at nature. And by the way, gentlemen, nature is very smart. Nature does with less a lot. And we easily, as human, destroy that lot and bring it to less. So it is protect our environment or to make a lot of money. But that is the old thinking. The new thinking, and to shift all our perspectives, is to bring that together, make it to one. And that, in my eyes, and that is what Damien said this morning, it is in 5 or 10 years, I strongly believe, the companies not looking after that, they have no future and they are out of business. I know it's not easy. If you were the inventor of a candle, you're perhaps looking to make a better candle or make a white candle red. But you have no idea, and you find it stupid to be the inventor and think super different of a bulb. But it happened. I know I or we are not dramatically changing the world. But with learning all that, being a part of that journey in Kenya, it's just the beginning. Because diving more and more with this journey, we learned this is not only a challenge with Lake Victoria. It's a global threat. It's a global challenge. And it's not anymore to harvest some of that water hyacinth out of the water and create an energy and other things for Kenya, Uganda, or Tanzania. We learned experiencing the world. It is a global mass, and we could be a part to manage those water bodies. And think about, and that's personally my motivation, and that inspires me, myself. And that's the reason when I'm getting out in the morning. If we can bring to 160,000 households electricity, putting things out of the water, even it's a water, hyacinth, grass, or algae, and put that in a new, and it's a biorefinery, and create much more of that. Waste-free, circular economy, decentralized. For me, this is a big goal. And I want to be an ambassador of that story. And it's not only that. It doesn't stop with those achievements. The future will be not even to do electricity. The future will be to go to green hydrogen. I make our board crazy because I'm just there. I said, guys, we need to change the plant. They said, we are just construction. We can't change. And our financiers, years ago, when I started raising funds, they laughed about me. 10 years ago, 8 years ago, they told me, carbon certificates, you will get €1 when you are lucky. €1 when you are lucky. Then they told me you get perhaps €10. Now we are talking 10 days ago, Financial Times, New York, €100. What is the prediction in the future? Good job, good investment. €1, 8 years ago, now 100. Nice deal, in my eyes. We developed that once. Yeah, the material was growing up, but the prices of the fertilizer as well. So it is a profitable business. And when a green activist will tell me, you are a capitalist, he is right, because we need to pay that. They can't. And to be interested in paying that, it needs to be a profitable business. Many, as I said, many countries are facing their threat. I spoke to people in Bangladesh, in Vietnam, and all over the globe, people asking, bring us the technology, help us to develop it. We are a small company, we need to grow. But it's a lot to do. And this story is just, it's my story, or a story of a team and partners, but think about your business. You saw a colleague of ours presenting today new stories. And I really ask you, in the networking, go to their booths and think about, perhaps they can help to shift the perspective to something different. And that is what I think we need all to do. It's, in my eyes, time to change. And you could sit in your armchairs today, perhaps saying, hey, that was some nice slides, perhaps a nice guy, but going home, and that's it. And tomorrow, and that is how I started my presentation, you're doing the same like today. My only goal today with this story, or my story, was to be perhaps, or a little help, not just sitting in the armchair, thinking, how could I start to shift my perspective to a better? Thank you so much.